All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the B team. We have a lot to talk about. Obviously, we are coming out of a fantastic Monday night game, the best Monday night game of the season so far, I would say. The Chiefs defeat the Bucs 30-24 in overtime, and once again, a team allows Mahomes to go to overtime, get the ball, and defeat them. Now, I don't want to put the blame on the Bucs, but when you're playing for overtime, that's on you. That is completely on you, especially after you allow this man to tear his ACL, get his unicorn medicine, and come back to the game. You can't allow Patrick Mahomes to have the ball. You can't put your trust in your defense against Patrick Mahomes. This stuff has to stop. There's no reason why this team should be 8-0. You go for two. Just go for two.
Yeah.
There's no... if you don't get it, not one person's going to say a word. Just go for two.
You seen it with Baker when he lost the coin toss. He was
knew.
just like, no.
He knew.
Yeah, right off the bat, that was it. I mean, that drive was just the most simplistic drive in overtime that I've seen. But the thing is, it consistently happens. The Chiefs just consistently, they were exactly you never wanted to give Brady the ball in overtime. Mahomes is the same thing. Once you're in overtime, that's where Andy Reid is really devising up everything, and it's more so him versus whoever's on the other side, the defensive coordinator, head coach, because they were balanced. They just looked good on all cylinders in that last drive right there. Easy money. Easy money. A run up the middle. Dude, that was the easiest drive that you can do, and that's a banged-up Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. They were really, listen, I agree with you, go for two. Just get the win. In the position that they are, I understand why they did it because, hey, it's either heads or tails. Tails never fails, right? Oh, no. Not last night.
Fails.
And that was bro. Baker was walking back, and you could just see, there's no fucking way. Yeah.
And again, overtime rules, we need to change that. Just play an entire quarter. Like, that. No one will say a word if you just are like, we're going to play till the final whistle. Like, this clock has to hit 0, and then you win the game. That's the only way that we can eliminate all these arguments about what happens. Because, okay, let's say you score a touchdown, then the other team scores a touchdown, then you kick a field goal, you win. Well, they're going to be like, well, we only got one possession. We got the max points you could.
I hate it.
You know what I mean? Like, let's say you go for 2, you both get 8 points. And then they get the ball back, they kick a field goal, win the game. That doesn't make sense to me.
They should do what they do in college football. You start at the 30, the 25 or 30 yard line, and you each get a possession. I think that would be a way better alternative route than what we're doing now because the other team obviously have a chance, bro. Like, I feel like that just ruins everything. It truly does.
So here's why I don't think it'll ever happen. All right, because college football, you don't have the parity of kickers. Kickers aren't as good as in college football. It's just a fact. It is what it is. But the kickers are just way better. You're going to consistently get a field goal. So it's going to come down to who can get the touchdowns, which is fine.
Exactly. That's what they should do.
But after 2 rounds of overtime, I believe it just goes to 2-point conversions. And that's essentially just a penalty shootout. Yeah. And what do NFL fans always hate about soccer? It's penalty shootouts, this, that, ties, all that. Go ahead, become soccer. But that's why they'll never do that. I think the best thing for the NFL, if you want to have a true winner, you just play a full quarter of football. You don't have to play 15. Play an 8-minute quarter.
Yeah, 8,
split
10,
it in half, play 8 minutes, and just let it rip. If one team has the ball the whole time, that's on the defense for not getting them off the field.
They should start. Each team gets one possession. They need to start at the 1 yard line. So even, let's say, I'm just fucking rambling here. The Chiefs get the coin toss. Okay, they start at the 1 yard line. They have to drive down and at least get a score.
Yeah.
They get Harrison Butker, kicks a field goal, good. Okay, Bucs get a chance out. They need to start at the 1 yard line. They need to either get a field goal or get it. And if a touchdown, they score a touchdown, they win.
So you're saying you would have to start at your 1
yard line
and go the whole way down the field.
Yes.
So I kind of like that a lot. Yeah. See, and here's where I would say,
because that's where defense is very it's prevalent. Like, you
there's
need
no punts.
Defense.
There's no punts.
Well, there is punts, but if you punt, regardless, you start back at the 1 yard line. So you're giving up.
That's what I mean. So you should never punt.
True. Yes.
We should eliminate punts from it.
Yes.
And on top of that, here's another thing we should add. All right? There's no field goals. You play till the ball's in the end zone.
But okay, we can do that too.
Eliminate all kickers.
Okay,
and
so
I'm the biggest kicker
I know.
guy on
So
the
now,
if eliminate all kickers.
So
in
if the
overtime.
Chiefs, let's say from yesterday, just putting a hypothetical out there, they win the coin toss, they start at the 1, they score a touchdown. Game over, or do they get a chance?
No, of course you get a chance. Like
okay.
It keeps going.
That's why I think field goal
it's
should be in though.
1 for 1 the whole time.
It's 1 for 1.
No. That's why I think they shouldn't. Because if the Chiefs go down and score, and then you get stopped,
That'd be sick.
It's over. You got your chance and you didn't take it.
I don't know. It's just not fair, bro.
But you got to remember, like the 1 yard line thing. Most teams ain't going to make it down the field. So that's going to be.
Let's give it like the 10-yard line.
There's a chance.
Make it fair.
No. I say you start from the 1
or the 5.
But and we should add if you get a safety, automatic win.
Automatic win.
No matter what the score is. Like if the other team scored 7, right? Let's say they score a touchdown, they go for 2, they get 8 actually. But then you get a safety, automatic win. It's over.
That's fine.
Which
that's
I guess
fine.
would actually make it up by 10.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's over.
My God,
it's
the
over.
sports books would love that shit, bro.
God,
but the thing
incredible.
is, like, I feel like this NFL overtime shit is like, why can't we adjust to something that's more fair? Because right now there is nothing that's fair about this overtime bullshit. Because there's no second opportunity for this opposing team to even try. I get it. It's like, oh, your defense needs to do what they have to do. But listen, the Bucs right now, they're not that team. Mm-hmm. They're an offensive-driven team, bro. I mean, look at what they're still doing without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They're still putting up. They made it a game, bro. They were freaking overtime. Like I don't know. I feel like honestly, this will change. It will change at some point because there is a lot of scrutiny behind that format of overtime. Mm-hmm. I think it will subside at some point because they changed off the kickoff rule.
Yep.
They're going to change it at some point. And again, I know it's important because overtime games, obviously 2 really good teams. You've seen in the Super Bowl last year with Kansas City and the Niners. It's just going to take some time. And I hope they really think deeply about it and they fix it.
So the Super Bowl, that's a whole different discussion.
That is, yes.
I personally think that
I still don't think it should be like that, though.
I think the Super Bowl should be you play an entire quarter. So there's no cutting out minutes. You play an entire quarter.
I'm with you there,
like
actually.
Hockey. You just keep playing until there's a winner.
I like that, though.
If we play for 3 days straight, we play for 3 days straight because you know what? Those boys, they're going to have off for an entire year.
Exactly. It's the last game of the year, bro. Like, that really goes to show, like, your conditioning aspect of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also it's like for the fans, we don't want football to be done.
No.
Give us football. We'll stay up and watch for 3 days straight. No one will go to sleep. We'll keep drinking beers. We'll finish 5 cases of beer during the football
How do you think
game.
the players would feel about that?
I mean, fuck the players at that point.
Oh,
like, listen, we only got 2 teams. You know, maybe for the Super Bowl, like, all right. So let's say after you go through 3 quarters of overtime, right? So we're at overtime number 4. Like during overtime number 1, you can start jetting players in from other teams.
The only time
you can sign them on 1-day contracts. So like, let's say it's Chiefs versus the Lions, right? You can only take players from your side. So the Lions, if it gets to the 4th overtime, they could be like, oh, Micah, you're up in the press box. Come on down to the field. We need you. And then you could be like, oh, wait, our quarterback's injured. We don't want to play our backup. Yo, Dak, get down here.
Yo, Tony Romo.
You know what I mean? Like, you could just start pulling people that are on your side, currently playing, of course, on your side of the conferences.
Not
That'd be incredible.
Players.
Can you imagine by like the 10th overtime, you would just have a super team on both sides?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. You basically have what everyone wants the Pro Bowl to be.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. What a joke.
All right, but
what a joke.
Back to the game. Real talk, though. Who is the biggest threat to the Chiefs in the AFC? Because they keep winning. They can't stop winning. I mean, the team on paper and when you watch them, it feels like they shouldn't win, but then they always do. They're 8-0.
I feel like right now, and I know you're a Steelers guy and you love the Steelers. I think right now, the Chiefs handle the Steelers. They match up well against them, but I don't know. I have to go with Baltimore. I think Baltimore, just the acquisition of Derrick Henry just changes that whole trajectory of this team, especially in the playoffs too, where like that's a guy you're gonna feed him and you're just gonna let him run and you're just gonna let him go to work. That's a tough team. And now they got Deontay Johnson on that side as well. Hold on.
Oh boy. Oh, boy.
I don't know about you guys. Hold on a minute. I don't know about you guys. Allergy season kicking my ass.
Mike's just soft.
I am a asthmatic allergy guy.
Soft.
Spring, fall.
Soft.
Oh, dude, it's
Soft.
worse. You got a cat upstairs, bro. I got
Soft.
to stay away from him.
Soft.
He kills me.
Soft.
But no, I think the Ravens right now are the biggest threat. I mean, I can't really think of another. Oh my God, I said another Jets team, another AFC team that pretty much makes it close. If the Bengals can start rolling and somehow make the playoffs, they have a shot. I'll throw Pittsburgh in there because they could make it a close game based off their defense.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, we want to talk about Mahomes and all these, everything that he does. Kareem Hunt coming in, being an absolute stud. But, like, how are you going to out-scheme Andy Reid? Like, that's the thing. Because you just watch what he does and the work he puts in and the offense he's calling. It's hard to stop, bro. It really is. And you could see that the players – hold on. Clap it up for DeAndre Hopkins. Unk. He went ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell they let him go to the Chiefs? How? Chiefs! I don't know how they let him go to him.
I mean,
two
you had to
tutties.
see it coming. They do this every year. They go out, they get a guy, and then all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes has 50 touchdowns on the season.
It's just amazing, though, that, like, it just seems like an obvious move. It's like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins is on the trading block. Tennessee obviously is wasting him, even though he's kind of out of his prime. But yesterday he looked like he was in his prime still. He looked like he was back in Houston. And, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs make an easy decision to grab him. Everyone's like, why didn't we do this? Why didn't this team do this? Why didn't this team do this? Like, here we are. The Chiefs are the Chiefs for a reason because they have stability in the front offense and they actually have the balls to make moves. And now they're 8-0. They are the quietest 8-0 team I've ever seen. We don't talk about them a lot. You know why we don't talk about them? Because they're so good. And your question just pertains to this. They're so good that we're trying to find the team that can dethrone them. Mm-hmm. And you just asked that. Which team is going to dethrone the Chiefs? We know what the Chiefs are going to be every single year, but it's just silent because they just do what they have to do. They're playing this team. Oh, they're 9.5-point favorites against the Bucs. Okay, Bucs made a close game. Bucs are actually a good team. They just need better defense and they need their guys back. But you can't. They're a dynasty. They're a dynasty, and I wouldn't be shocked if they won it again.
I agree.
A three-peat? I don't know when there's been a three-peat in the NFL for Super Bowl teams. There hasn't. So I'm not counting it out. They're probably the favorites right now, but this is the year. This is the year for the Baltimore Ravens to put all the things in the past behind them. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lamar this. Lamar hasn't done this. Lamar's kind of in the conversation with Dak Prescott. This is the year. Now you have Deontay Johnson. I'm not saying he's going to change your whole offensive scheme and game plan, but he's going to give you another option on that receiving core. Isaiah Likely's hurt. Rashad Bateman, he's good. He's not great. He's average.
Yeah.
He's a deep threat. Zay Flowers, stud. Deontay Johnson gives you another weapon where you could really have a mismatch on your cornerback too. But they're lethal, bro. I mean, they're freaking lethal. And that game against the Bucs or the Broncos, my God. I mean, me and you and everyone had the Broncos plus 9.5. That was a lot of points. I mean, it seemed like a trap game, but I was rolling with it because I think the Broncos are hot right now. But that just goes to show the dominance of that team. And that is, all in all, that's a game. If the Chiefs do somehow meet the Ravens meet the Chiefs in the playoffs, that's a game the Ravens, they can't lose. Yeah. It's a can't-lose game. They could do it. I truly do. Like, last year was different because it was just really Lamar, but now he's got the pieces around him. This is the year they can do it. And if they do meet up in the playoffs, I'm not.
What? You just realized that?
I did. That was from today. I just realized that. That wasn't there last week. What, over Pete?
Cheers?
Over Pete?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what we should do with this? We should crumble it up and throw it in the trash can of the birds.
All right, relax. So, for me, are you done with your rant about the Ravens?
Go ahead.
All right, because they are going to unconvince us the rest of the season. There's no way they touch Mahomes and the Chiefs because the only team that can touch the Chiefs are the Bills. The Bills are the only team because Josh Allen is the only player who can legitimately do everything at the quarterback position. Lamar, yeah, he can run, but he's not going to run you over. He's not going to overpower you. He's not going to overpower you with his arm. He's not going to overpower you with his legs. Josh Allen can do both. at all times. He'll run you over, he'll score touchdowns, and he'll throw bombs down the field. He has weapons now. Coleman's looking better and better week after week.
He is.
James Cook, since the week off, has been getting better and better, looking more explosive now. This past week was much better. I just don't see how this Bills team doesn't push the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl. I personally think that the Bills will get there, and I think the Bills will make the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Other than the Steelers.
I like that take. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into it. Hold on, but
that's not news, Mike. Oh, the Cowboys aren't going to sell it. You make this like it's news. Like this isn't the Jets. Not everything is news. Continue.
I like your call on the Bills. I think if those were the two teams to dethrone them, it would be them. I just think the Ravens are better defensively than the Bills. Even though, listen, Lamar and the Josh Allen talk has been so, like, I don't know. It's just been so overused for so long because they're just the same player. Listen, Josh Allen might have a better arm, but Lamar, they're just very similar. That's the thing.
Josh Allen can do more things on a football field. I'm sorry.
Lamar?
He can. Like, Lamar, yeah. He's
right
MVP.
now, I agree with you, actually, yes.
Lamar is probably the most dangerous player, but Josh Allen can do so much more on a football field. And that's not taken away from Lamar.
Nope, yeah,
it's
I
just
got you.
Facts. When you watch the two play, Lamar
and the team he has,
can't do everything that Josh Allen can. Josh can do basically everything that Lamar can besides run a 3.040.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, I think with the way their system is and the way that player is, like, those offenses are built to their strengths. Like, we know that with the Ravens, having a bunch more weapons for Lamar will ease off him throwing a lot, and you have Derrick Henry back there. You got to get him involved. Josh Allen has the ability to do whatever he wants, scramble, chuck it downfield, find these guys open, because now he's actually got decent weapons around him too. Amari Cooper was out. Wow, you're right there. Yeah. But no, I'm with you there. I think Josh brings a little bit more to the table because he's just that explosive of a quarterback.
Yeah.
But when you give guys like look at last year with Lamar, he was still doing so much with one receiver and Mark Andrews. But now with everyone like that, and that's a good thing that he doesn't have to do as much as he usually does. Like now he could just sit in the pocket and just pick apart the defense, which he can do. People want to say he can't do it. He can.
He can.
He can
He's
do
inconsistent,
it. He's inconsistent with it, yeah. But that's why they bring in Derrick Henry, because he doesn't have to do it 45, 50 times a game like Baker Mayfield in Tampa. But he can do it as well. Josh Allen, I mean, he's got the weapons around him where he can do it, but he can also scramble and do what he has to do. So I like that call. I just think for me, I think the defenses are a little – because you got to stop him somehow. You got to stop Patty Mahomes somehow.
Yes.
That defense is legit in Baltimore, and – I think that's what it just puts me a little bit over the edge of Buffalo.
Like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe. Back to the show.
Let's get into that game.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's get into that game. Lions 24, Packers 14. They dominant performance in pissing down rain. It was raining sideways. Surprisingly, that was the Lions' first outdoor game of the season.
Was it really?
That?
No.
Yeah. First outdoor game of the season. And once again, the Lions leave us speechless with how they play. They just signed defensive end Zadarius Smith this morning from Cleveland. Huge signing. That's what they needed. That's what they wanted. That's what they got. Now, after that signing, can anyone legitimately catch the Lions?
In the NFC?
Can the Lions be the best team in football? Are they the best team in football? Can anyone catch them in the NFL?
I think right now they are the best team in the NFL. And you could, again, we've done this. You've done your power ranking for so long now. Your top three are going to be Kansas City, Lions, Ravens. It doesn't really matter how you put them.
No, it does.
You think it does?
It does.
I would. That's tough.
2 and 3 doesn't matter. Number 1 matters.
I really think the Lions are the best team in football, dude. I know the record. People are going to see the record. Oh, they're 8-0. The Chiefs are 8-0. Blah blah blah. They have Andy Reid. Like they're second right now. Like I don't even know, but I have the Lions at 1 because I think Jared Goff is real. I thought he's been real. Everyone knows that. I hope. Their running back tandem is just, you can't stop them, bro. Mm-hmm. Ben Johnson is going to be a head coach somewhere next year. It doesn't, again, the defense might allow some points. Like, yeah, they're going to give up some points, but their offense, you can't stop them. Jameson Williams wasn't even playing, and he comes back. Laporta hasn't even been a factor this year. He's had 1 or 2 games where he has. You get that guy start getting involved and unlock him. I mean, how do you stop them? They're loaded all over that offensive core.
Yep.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's a top receiver. Jameer Gibbs is a top running back. David Montgomery's a top running back. Their offensive line is a top all-line. It's tough to stop. And they look like what the Chiefs were 2 years ago when they had, or 2 or 3 years ago when they had fucking Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I mean, they didn't have a lot, but they had like superstar players. They have all superstar players on their offense.
Yeah.
You can't stop. If Jared Goff just doesn't screw up, which he doesn't because he gets protected.
He's very safe.
He is very safe, and it works. They're too strong, bro. And, like, they have all the momentum with them. Dan Campbell has these guys locked in. They know they're good. They're tough, man. They really are. I think they come out the NFC. Now, if we're talking about any team that dethrone them in the NFC or that can give them a run for their money, that's a different story. You have a healthy A.J. Brown out there. The Eagles can actually give them a run for their money. Washington could give them a run. I don't think so. I think the youth of Jaden Daniels would probably not work, and the Lions are too strong. The Niners, maybe they're just so banged up right now. We don't know. Like, we don't know their full potential without any of these guys. Listen, I love the Vikings. They can get there. They can maybe sneak a win from them one of these days, maybe the next time they play. But if they see each other in the playoffs, I think that is an upsetting team. I think if the Lions meet the Vikings in the playoffs, a division game, can Sam Darnold lead this team to a victory? Can Sam Darnold not mess up? Can he make the throws? Can he target Justin Jefferson? Yes, but it's going to be a tough sledding.
No, I agree with you. And I was looking at their schedule. If the Lions beat the Texans this week in Sunday Night Football, there's a very good chance that they just don't lose a game the rest of the year.
Yeah.
They have games still to play versus the Bills, at the Niners, versus the Vikings. I believe the Vikings game is Week 18.
Yeah, that'll be an important game. So more so for the Vikings.
Yeah. So 3 very tough games to finish up. Obviously, they have the Packers again, but after watching this week, I don't know if that's even going to be close when it's in Detroit. But you win. There's only 3 games on their schedule that's really a possibility they could lose. You know, there's a good chance they finish with 1 loss this year, maybe 2. That's a dangerous team. That's a very dangerous team. They score a lot of points. The defense looks really strong. I'm putting them at number 1. Give you guys a little preview into the power rankings this week. They are the best team in football. They've been the best team in football for a number of weeks now. Now they're really starting to show it.
Yeah.
They're really starting to show their muscle, and I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see the videos from Brendan. I'm excited to see the videos from Detroit. They're
just fun to watch because they've been in the shitter
fan.
For so long. And it's not like this is a fad. Like this is real, man. Like these guys are out there favorited every week and are just putting up points. And a lot of these guys are getting bet on to score, blah blah blah. I mean, they're just a powerhouse, man. They could run the ball on you. They could pass the ball on you. I mean, like, you don't know what to expect with this team. Like, their game plan, we're going to be pass heavy this time. We're going to be run heavy. We're going to just have Jameer Gibbs just run swings left and right and just let him do him. Like, you don't know what to do. How do you plan for this offense? It's tough. It really is. What, do you just blitz Goff the whole time? I mean, that might be the only answer. Just blitz Goff and hopefully he doesn't get it out of his hands beforehand.
But even that, you're going to have to outscore them.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to outscore them.
Yes.
It's really crazy what's going on there right now.
Football, man.
All right, let's move on.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Comment and subscribe. Don't comment me about what the Cowboys are going to do this week. They're not going to win. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe.
You or me first?
Me.
Okay.
Can I ask something?
The Jets.
Oh, okay,
21
perfect. I was going to say that.
to 13 against the Texans. Devontae Adams and Rodgers connection has arrived in New York. It is time to jet up. Are we hopping back on the soupy train, Mike? Are we coming back? You guys are in second place in your division. Is there any possibility in your mind that you're like, I should hop back on this? We might be able to push the Super Bowl.
I've been on it. I'm a Jets fan. I'm always going to be on this wave. But
stop
with the whole act, Mike.
Last couple weeks, you've been down bad.
Did you
saying
not
it's
see the
over.
team that was playing?
I saw that, but don't act like you've
One
always been
game against a beat-up Houston
You are
Texans
not,
team.
You are not
and
allowed
we
to
put
say
up 21
you've always
points.
been on the train.
Bro.
I've always been on the train.
Let-
I'm Mike. I've always been on the train. I'm a Jets fan. No, you haven't.
Bro,
No, you haven't.
what are you talking about?
You
Did
were
you-
off that train last week. You were off the train the week
What did I
before.
say? You even fucking posted it on Instagram. Is it over? Yes, but is it not over yet? Yes, bro.
Yeah. But
You're
you were
telling
off the
me-
soupy train.
Dude, I was never on the Super Bowl train, bro. I was on a
Oh.
playoff train, bro. Let's be real here. I'm a realist. All right, relax. Can I speak now? Can I
Yeah,
speak?
go ahead. Go
If
ahead.
it wasn't for Garrett
Sick boy.
Wilson, if it wasn't for Garrett Wilson on that team, we wouldn't have won that fucking game. That second best catch of all time. Sorry, Devontae Smith probably third, but. That offense, you saw the first half? Oh, here we go again. They looked like shit. He threw for 32 yards. 32 yards. That offense, I'm still not sold on it. I'm sorry. Oh, Jets fans are never happy this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because you see the fucking product they put on the field? They bring in all these guys, and he throws for 32 pass yards in the first half. They're banged up, bro. They're banged up. We should have smoked them. But guess what? We're the Jets. The play calling was still iffy. We're running 4 verticals every damn play. Aaron Rodgers is still missing throws. Luckily, he gave Garrett Wilson a shot. Like, 3rd and 19. Oh my God, wait, 3rd and 19. That's so familiar. I forgot. We're always in 3rd and 19 and 3rd and long, right? It's never like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. No, it's like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 14. Throws it up. Garrett Wilson has to just do Garrett Wilson magic.
The craziest catch of all time.
Second. Odell's catch doesn't roll. I'm sorry. As a Jets fan, that Odell catch is still absolutely insane. But that catch, by the way, we talked about this yesterday. The shin down first, like, I thought it was not a touchdown at all.
It doesn't make sense.
But you know what? Just the fact that he caught that and made a play and they gave it to us. Kudos to the NFL for letting that happen and the refs. I can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm not sold, bro. This offense is still not there. I need to see some wins first before I'm like, okay, what we saw from the Patriots game week 3, if I see that for the next 3 weeks, oh, dude, like we could actually do what we're supposed to do. I think that Garrett Wilson catch is going to change some things. I'm not saying we're going to go out and win 6 games in a row, but hey, listen, we kind of have to win 6 games in a row at this point. We're 3-6. We're second in the division. Buffalo's running away with it. If we could just rattle off some wins, because right now the schedule is not looking too hard. We got the Cardinals next week. We got to contain Kyler. We have to contain Kyler Murray. That's the key.
The Cardinals look really good.
That was a big game from them. We need to contain Kyler Murray.
good.
Kyler, listen, we'll stop James Conner. I ain't worried about that. Contain Kyler Murray because he's going to run all over our freaking defense. The Colts, we can win against the Colts. I'm not worried about that game, but. I need to see more from this offense, though. Again, people are like, well, just be happy with I'm happy with the win. I'm very happy with the win against the Texans team that is good, but was banged up. Breece Hall, they're not feeding him. They're not giving him a chance. They're at least throwing the ball, but Rodgers is still missing throws. The first half was ugly, bro. And you're not going to win games if you start a half like that and you come back in the second half and have a miraculous showing from Garrett Wilson. You need to start out right off the bat. And that's the issue with this team. We don't start out right off the bat. I'm hoping this win changes it, though. I think this win, it felt different. It felt like a lot of guys, I wouldn't say a lot of Jets fans, but like same old Jets, same old Jets. It is the same old Jets, but hey, that's a good thing to see because it's like, it was like Lindor in the Mets, bro. When he started off so shitty for 3 years, it's been iffy. It's been iffy. And then the start of the year, it's like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, you're supposed to be this guy and you're not. Then he comes back and he heats up. Like, I hope I see this. I hope I see it with this team. I truly do. The defense was playing well. Will McDonald looked good. Sauce looks iffy. I love Sauce. I still think he's a top guy. Regressing, he's had a down year so far. DJ Reed's played better. But I need to see more. I need to see a better offensive game plan. Because still, if Garrett Wilson wasn't there, he had a one-hand catch on a fucking crossing route and got in the end zone. If he doesn't catch that, we're not in that game. 3rd and 19, he doesn't make that miraculous catch, we're not in that game. So, and Kaimi Fairbairn with like 2 missed field goals changes the whole outlook of this game. So I'm not sold yet on it. It's like you and the Vikings, bro. I need to see more. You and the Commanders, I need to see more. That's me with my own freaking team. I need to see more. I know what this team is capable of. But are they going to put it on the field? Is Todd Downing going to call all these plays and make sure that they actually have an opportunity to drive downfield and not just rely on old man Rodgers to convert a 3rd and 9 to Garrett Wilson catching it between his freaking legs?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Rodgers stinks. I'm just gonna flat out say
He looks better, but like he's not hitting his throws, bro.
He
Thinks he's still in like 2016 Green Bay back shoulder throw. He just knows every. Like, no, it's different now, man. Like, you've been around, but you haven't been around that long in this Jets team that people are connecting with you.
Jet.
Yeah,
it's different to be a Jet. Like when you become a Jet, your overall rating drops 20, and you got to build that thing back up. That's what happens when you become a Jet. It's insane.
But
it was insane.
It was a big win that they needed. Like that was the deciding. I said this. That was the deciding factor of their season. If they win this game, they still have a chance to at least make the playoffs. That's the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they lost this game, it was over. It was over. Unless they rattled off, 8 wins in a row? Dude, you know how hard that is to do in the NFL, besides the Kansas City Chiefs, who are a dynasty?
Yep.
Like, we're the New York Jets.
Yeah, you guys have games at Cardinals versus Seahawks, at Dolphins, at Jags, versus the Rams, at the Bills versus the Dolphins. That is a tough stretch of games.
And you can't count out Miami now. If Miami's good, listen, they gave the Bills a run for their money. Achane looked great, and I thought the game she was good. I thought McDaniel called a really good game. Tua is getting back in the flow of things.
Yeah.
I think they'll start getting off some wins. Their defense is not there though. They had a pick near the end zone by Jalen Ramsey, but that's a game. Listen, the Miami always splits with us. Buffalo always splits with us. I mean, we need to win against Buffalo. We definitely need to win against, but it's all these other teams. The Rams. They're getting healthy. They're getting healthy. You gotta watch it. If Puka doesn't throw any punches, Puka Nacua throwing punches is something.
That's crazy.
That was not on my bingo card. But the Rams getting healthy. Stafford, listen, we gotta realize that this guy is a fucking.
There's a reason why he was Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
For the longest time. There's a reason why he has a Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
The guy is the guy.
He's the opposite of Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes, he is the opposite of Aaron Rodgers. He's fun. He gets it. He knows what he's doing. He wants to play football. He's not high while he plays, probably. Mm-hmm. Lots of things. Yeah. Lots of things different.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the Rams, actually, real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the Rams won 26-20 against the Seahawks. And so that puts this division in a
loophole.
Crazy position.
Yeah.
Cardinals sit at 5-4, Rams 4-4, Niners 4-4, Seahawks 4-5.
Wow.
And
wait, hold on. The Cardinals are what?
5-4.
They're 5-4, so they probably rattled off like 3 wins.
Yeah. So when I had them in my top 10 last week, and everyone gave me shit, come back at me now.
No.
5-4.
You got it.
Dominant performance.
Oh, hand up.
I know
up,
what I'm doing. Everyone wants to talk about how their team should be in. Oh, the Birds should be in. The Birds should be in. Yeah. Well, guess what? They might be in this week. They might not, because the Cardinals are hot in the streets. The Cardinals look great, and they have the Jets up next at home, which could be another key win, because as bad as the Jets are, this Cardinals team, if they put a beat down on the Jets, that's still a great win.
Yeah.
Still a great win, and that'll put them in a great position.
They're such an odd team, though. Like they're such a weird team. Bro, their receivers did nothing last week, and they still whooped the Bears.
They're like that high school team that's really, really good, but has no players that want to play in college. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, there's teams in the – like, let's talk about the Lehigh Valley. There's teams in the Lehigh Valley that have guys going D1, and there's, like, that one team that's just a really good team but has no one going D1. Let's call them Liberty. Mm-hmm. And they just pull off wins against these teams. That's what the Cardinals feel like to me, even though they have Kyler, they have Marv, they have a great defense. They have James Conner, who's still got it.
Yeah.
Still run the ball well. Are the Rams and the Cardinals, like, real, though? Because I think the Seahawks are going to be the little boy in this group, and they're going to come in last. They're going to fight till the end. It's going to be really close, but they're going to end up coming in last. I think the Niners just don't have it this year. I think something's off about them.
They're just banged up.
Yeah, like they just can't figure out how to play football and put a game together. And also they have no fans at their games, which doesn't help. Mm-hmm. I don't understand that.
Yeah, no.
But I think this is a Cardinals-Rams division. I just don't know which one's actually real.
I actually agree with you here. And I know that we've always been on the Niners because they've been so powerful like these last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
McCaffrey just got off IR, just got reinstated off IR, so that will be different. again, like I just feel like they just keep cycling through. Like, oh, Debo's out. Okay, then this guy's in. Okay, this guy's out. Okay, now this guy's in. But like that addition of that guy being out and this guy now getting inserted into the 53-man roster is like, oh, like now they get like it gives them a chance. I think McCaffrey right off the bat, they're not gonna rush him, dude. Like, I mean, they'll play him, but they're not gonna feed him 25 times. That's not gonna happen. That'd be terrible management from the Niners. But I feel like the Rams. Listen, even before the year started, we were high on the Rams. Gassy was high on the Rams. They were kind of like that. Hey, don't forget about this team right here. Seahawks, everyone was saying the same thing. I just don't think they have the juice either. I'm with you there. They'll fight towards like to the end, but I don't think they'll come out with the wins. I don't think Geno has it in him, but I like where the Rams are headed. I think their defense is starting to click, and I think that offense, if healthy, with Kupp and Puka, is going to start racking off some dubs.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
For the Cowboys?
Breaking news. The Dallas Cowboys have acquired a wide receiver. Jonathan Mingo. Yeah, this is like Jerry. What the? What
Jonathan Mingo,
doing, Jerry? Like I'm gonna go Seinfeld again. Like Jerry, what are we doing? You last night after the game, 2 nights ago after the game, you go. We're gonna make some moves. We're gonna try and do this. We're gonna fight and we're gonna move some pieces around to make this team better. The best you could do is Jonathan Mingo.
You might as well sign Kadarius Toney at this point.
Just tank, and we're gonna get into it in a bit because I want to finish the Rams Cardinals stuff. But like, my God, Jerry,
he's jonesing. Jerry Jonesing. I'm just watching them now and just laughing.
Dude, just like put that dude needs to be put in a home. But yeah, all right. So I agree with you here. I agree with you. The Rams, I think, will actually outlast the Cardinals in the long run, just because I think their weapons, and as they start getting healthy, Kyron Williams is a top 5 running back in the league this year. He is everything you want in a running back. He does everything that they need him to do. And if Matty Stafford's going to play like he has the last 2 weeks, dude, this team is dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Like I know they're 4-4.
That should have been my mortal.
I know it's way too early to make that call on these guys, even though we're in week 9 now.
They're trending upwards.
But the Rams are a team that could push the Lions. They're a team that we might have a Matty Stafford in Detroit NFC Championship.
We had that last year. Oh,
I know.
NFC chip game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be electric. And I think the Rams would actually push them and possibly win that game. I don't think that would be a pushover for the Lions, even though on paper right now it would look like one.
For me, why I think the Rams have a little bit of an edge over the Cardinals is I just feel like the Cardinals don't have that experience. I just feel like they're such a new team that I just think they're going to lose. They're going to lose some games that either they should win or are going to be close. I just don't know if Gannon is. I don't know if they're ready to be a playoff team. They have the foundation. They have a lot of young players. I just think Sean McVay, he's been there before. Like, he's going to find a way to get to the playoffs. He just always has. He's there's a lot of familiarity within that system. Puka now coming back healthy. Cooper Kupp is, I believe, still healthy in there. I don't know. Kyron Williams, like, they just have better players right now, and they have the better quarterback, in my opinion. Even though he's old and he doesn't run like Kyler Murray, he's going to win you games. And I think a lot, especially like Jared versus Fisk, like, these guys are now like really starting to get a mold in that defense. I just think the experience is going to overcome the young talent that the Cardinals have.
Yeah.
And I right now, I'll put a bet, and I think they'll win the division. I truly do. I don't think Seattle's going to do it, dude. Listen, JSN, hell of a player. We were a little bit late on that. That's on me. But I don't know if Geno's going to take him to the playoffs, dude. I just don't think they will. I don't think they'll make it.
Especially think about the teams we were just talking about. And like you said, 49ers do have CMC coming back now, and that's going to change them a little bit. Will it make their season better or worse? I don't know, just because they still continue to get banged up week in, week out. One guy comes in, one guy goes out, and that's just how their season's been, and that's not a recipe for success right there.
Yeah.
So it really becomes Seahawks, Rams, or the Cardinals, and the Seahawks just can't seem to put wins together. And so I don't see them at the end of the year being in the conversation for that division, whereas the Cardinals, they seem to be picking it up. After week 1's debacle with Marv running 0.2 miles an hour down the field, it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great recently.
They got to find a way to just keep feeding that man though, because like that's a guy that you got to treat like Justin Jefferson. He's been such a highly touted receiver, even coming out of Ohio State, and he's just not producing. And I don't know if it's because the defenses are double teaming him, they're shadowing a safety over. If Kyler's just not having time in the pocket, if he's just not looking his way. They have Trey McBride, who's a stud as well. You can't forget about that guy. But like that's a difference maker on that offensive side of the ball. And you have to find ways to get him the ball. This was like the Jets in the start of the year. Like, you got to find ways to get Garrett Wilson the ball. I know we have Devontae Adams now, but Garrett Wilson is your top guy. Like, he's young, he's fluid, he's shifty, he's got amazing hands. Like,
that's what she said.
Sorry, I knew you were going to say that. He's got great, like, Devontae's going to be that security blanket that Lazard was this past year, but like, he's going to do more. He's going to do more. He's going to get open. But that's why I said that move. I hate to go back on the Jets here. That's why I said that move, that all-in move, was a must. Well, I said they need to trade for Devontae Adams. They did it. This is why. Because now you can't put all your focus on Garrett Wilson. Listen, when you had Alan Lazard there, you could put fucking 5 guys on Garrett Wilson. Now you got Lazard trying to do something. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. You needed a guy to help out Garrett. A stud, a guy who has chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, to now let Garrett Wilson do what he has to do. Right off the line of scrimmage, just let that man do what he's got to do.
Yep.
And then they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Now they just got to start racking off some wins. But back to Marv, that's what they need to do too. They don't really have, like, Michael Wilson's good, not great. But Trey McBride's another guy that, like, it should demand a lot of attention. James Conner, same thing. But They have the pieces. I just don't. All in all, they have the pieces. I just don't think they are ready yet. That's it.
Fair. Let's do your quarterback rankings.
Let's do it.
All
All right. So a lot of movement. A lot of guys coming into this ranking list. A lot of guys leaving the ranking list. A big jump from a quarterback that I think a lot of fans are going to be happy about. And there's my foreshadow. So I will start from number 10. I got to throw him in here. It's got to be Jared Goff. Jared Goff at number 10. He's mistake-free, bro. He hasn't had an interception since week 4. 2 weeks ago, I just wanted to throw you this stat line. And for me, I just think this is hilarious. 12 for 15, 85 yards he threw for. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
That's the Lions in a nutshell right there.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't have to do everything at all.
Have to do anything.
But listen, when he has to do something, he's accurate. I think Amon-Ra the last 2 weeks has been like 7 for 7, 8 for 8 on receptions to targets.
Shout out to Amon-Ra for his touchdown celebration.
Oh my God!
Well, I don't
bro.
know.
Stop! Please don't do that again.
I don't know
Please.
how this started,
I need you, bro.
But that was incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't get it.
Yeah, someone did it in the past, and now they're bringing it back. Amon-Ra loves his celebrations, but my God, dude, just please don't hurt yourself. That's all I ask. But listen to this: 75% completion percentage this year. That's insane, bro. Zadarius Smith now on the team. Jared Goff, number 10. Listen, it might not be pretty, but he's doing what he's got to do. Number 9, big old Matt Stafford, bro. Big overtime win. We just talked about this healthy team. If Puka doesn't try to punch anyone, he'll only climb up the list. The dude's a gunslinger. He always has been, always will be.
I'm telling you right now, Goff behind Stafford is gonna raise a lot of problems. No, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's one spot right now.
I'm just telling you, Detroit's not gonna be happy. Go ahead.
Oh, but you know what though? It's okay because Stafford is doing more. That's what I'm saying.
Fine.
Stafford's throwing more, bro.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
we're not in disagreement
okay,
here. I'm just warning you.
They should listen. They should be happy that he's in the top 10, bro. There are a lot of other guys I could put in this list.
Now that's really gonna get you in the shitter right there.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
All good.
Number 8.
They know I'm a Lions stan. All right, now okay. You know what? Now as you say it, this is gonna fuck everybody up. Number 8, Kirk Cousins, bro.
Yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing,
bro? He's frying. He's frying, bro. I mean, you watched the game?
Yeah.
He's snapping.
Actually, I didn't watch the game. I listened to it on the radio.
Oh, even worse. But he's a field general. You know what, though? We talk about system quarterbacks. That system is perfect for Kirk Cousins. They're a run-heavy team with weapons on the outside. He's making Darnell Mooney look like one of the best wide receiver twos right now in the league, which is hard. It's hard to think about. But he's a field general, man. Again, those 3 guys, maybe you could exclude Stafford on that, but Kirk and Goff, those are guys you got to have pieces around them. You got to have a good offensive line. You have to have a good run game. They're a very similar team, but the Lions they have better superstars in my opinion. Yep. Drake London looks phenomenal. Kyle Pitts is now getting the ball. You got to give Kirk credit, bro. I know it's ugly, but you have to give him credit. He's a top 10 quarterback right now. Number 7, I got to throw Mahomes in there, and he's been kind of around that 8 to 6 range, 5 on a lucky week, or on a good week. But he's 8-0. That was his best game last night, and he didn't even have to do much. I mean, Worthy, he catches that and keeps in bounds. Way different ball game. He has another touchdown on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
But
he did have to tear his ACL to get it.
Yeah. Mahomes at 7. He's 8-0. You got to give him his props. Number 6, shout out to the Birds. You got to throw in Hurts. This is the Hurts we've been wanting to see, and I have no issue with it now. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing from Jalen Hurts. Last 5 weeks, again, since Goff, week 4, 0 picks, 0 INTs. Better pocket presence. He looks great in the pocket, making accurate throws, but yet tough throws. I mean, that throw to AJ, that throw to Devontae. I'll tell you what, he's got a very good go route ball. He's got one of the better go route balls in the league. Hey, crazy to say, but I think he's very accurate on it, and he knows when to throw that ball. And then, of course, you can't, like his touchdowns, his rushing touchdowns, a lot of touch push, whatever. But 6 rushing touchdowns the last 3 weeks. So his numbers look good. You got to throw him in there. Jalen Hurts, this is what I want to see from you. Eagles fans, you're welcome. He deserves to be in here. Number 5, unfortunately, he did slip, but I got to throw Jaden Daniels in there still. I know it's been kind of a rough little 2 weeks there. The Hail Mary against the Bears. Yeah, ugly game. Rookies are going to have that, but he's still grabbing wins off the board. He just beat the Giants. He looked good in that game too. Not a crazy stat sheet from what I was watching, but was making the throws. He's revived Terry McLaurin. That offense is still going to be lethal with him. So Jaden Daniels at 5. Number 4, Joe Burrow. This is the only thing is I just don't know where this team's heading. I feel like they're going to rattle off some wins, but then the fucking Birds whoop them. Not only just beat them, they smoked them.
Well, yes and no. Yes, they did, but a lot of the touchdowns came from short yardage.
Yes.
Yes, they smoked them.
Yeah.
But was a lot closer than the score.
Fair
was.
He threw 5 touchdowns against Vegas.
Yeah.
Listen, he's still good. He's still good. I'm not here for it. He's still the guy. He still brought them to the Super Bowl. Will he go back? Probably not. But if they can just get some wins, this team could actually start to be like, hey, like are the Bengals back? Like, are they back? A win against the Raiders was big. That was a must win. Good job by Joe Burrow. Number 3, Josh Allen. 9 passing touchdowns last 4 weeks. Massive overtime win against Miami. And everything we said earlier on the show. The dude can just do it all. He's getting it done. He's getting wins for this team. He's getting Keon Coleman involved. He's doing what he's got to do. It's Josh Allen. Do I really have to go into it? No. But this man, he lost last night. But I don't care. It's Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield that too. We got to just start realizing this guy is an absolute stud. Even though he doesn't have his weapons, he's throwing the ball a lot. So, okay, maybe is he stat padding? Maybe. But he's accurate. Yes, he's going to throw his picks, but it doesn't matter, bro. They literally had a shot to beat the 7-0, 8-0 Chiefs now.
Wasn't his fault. That's a coaching issue.
Yes. They had a chance to beat this team with a defense that's not good and an offense that's limited. They literally are just a running back trio right now, more so a duo, but they're missing players, and Baker Mayfield is throwing 300 passing yards every fucking game. Yeah. Last 3 out of 4 weeks, he's thrown for 300 passing yards plus. Mm-hmm. You got to give this man credit. He's revived his career, and he's going to be there for a couple of years, bro. And of course, Lamar. I mean, do I have to say more? They're winning games. He might not be doing everything, but he's doing everything he has to do. Lamar Jackson, his rushing ability, his arm looks great yet again. I just have to throw him at 1. I would love to put Baker Mayfield over him, but Lamar and the Ravens are rolling, and Zay Flowers and him have a great, great connection. That's all I got, man. I like this list a lot.
I like it. That is a very good list. You have 3 guys that actually can't win Super Bowls, like won't be able to. Goff, Hurts, and Burrow. But I like the list.
For right now, I think it's fair. And I think the Stafford was more of like, what's to come? Because, like, listen, you could.
Well, we just talked about it. He's been playing good. The last 2 weeks, he's been fantastic. I think he's earned the right to be in this list. He's slinging it again.
I think Jordan Love was going to enter the list. There was a couple people, like Darnold was another guy, but I think that loss against the Rams just did not. He had a bad game and still threw for multiple touchdowns. He's going to be like your first 4 out. Like, it'll probably be Darnold. It'll probably be like, I don't even know about Stroud, bro. He dropped out. He was like a top 5 quarterback. He's out. Yeah, and he's banged up. Like, the banged up team, but just still hasn't looked right. Jordan Love is another guy. Like, he just had a really bad week against the Lions. He's probably in the first 4 out, but that's it. Really,
Right.
I like the list.
I like the list.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it'll not make sense to half of our listeners, but
know.
that's all right. That's all right. Let's move on here. So, the Cowboys lost to the Falcons this week, 27-21, and I think that there's more questions. You wouldn't even know the Falcons played football this week based on what's come out of this game because it's all Cowboys. It's all Cowboys. It was a 1-score game, and Mike McCarthy, who I believe is trying to get fired, does a fake punt on our own 30. Does a fake punt. Why? Just punt the ball away. We were actually playing decent. We had a chance to win the game, and we do a fake punt. Like, that's just the moronic stuff that is occurring this with this team. Do you want me to just go through? Because I'm going to cover everything you're probably going to talk about.
Do it. Go ahead.
Number 1, put Dak on the IR. Put him on the IR. 4 weeks. Let's watch Trey Lance play. Don't play Cooper Rush. Give us Lance. There's a reason you signed him. Put him on the field. Let's see what he's got. It's a contract year for him. Like, if he comes out and does well, perfect. Cooper Rush, see ya. We keep Trey Lance. We bring Dak back in. We have 2 quarterbacks that can play football. You give Trey Lance minutes that he doesn't have. He didn't even get them in college, but now he can get them in the NFL. Second, fire Mike McCarthy. No one on this staff should come back. The only person on this staff that should come back is Harris. He's the only guy that should come back. The only one. Everyone else, see ya. Clean house, get rid of all the coaches, bring in a new staff. Let's see what this team can really do when they have actual voices that aren't worried about what they're going to eat at 12 o'clock at night at Denny's down the road. Because I swear to God, Mike McCarthy, no one has seen the backside of his playbook, his play sheet. We only see the other side where you can't read what's on it. But my God, I wouldn't put it past him for it to be a Denny's menu. I would not put it past him. Yeah, it is that. It's just one big smiley face. It's reminding himself, be happy. You are the Cowboys coach. Like, wait. Brother, this guy should not be the coach on Thanksgiving. Yes.
That's what's on his sheet.
And it's insane to me the way he's coaching. You would think he's trying to get fired. Like, all right, stop.
There's another one.
Stop. All right, so seriously though, like, you would think he's trying to get fired with what he's doing. It really is hard to watch. Third, Jerry needs to be put in a home. You've run your course. You did great for us. It's time to step aside, shut your mouth, sit on the couch, and suffer just like all of the other fans in the world that watch the Cowboys. Like, all right, let your son step in there. He's going to do a shit job as well, probably. But at least we won't have your mouth running rampant all the time. You're out here telling us you're going to make moves. You're going to do the things right to make this team better, and all you did today was sign Mingo. Like, yeah, you did great. You signed Dak. You signed CD. You gave these guys the contracts that we all were asking you to do. The only problem is you waited 5 months to do it. You know, like, you put stuff off. You put stuff off, and then you put yourself in a hole. Grant, we're going to be fine in the long run, but, like, your games are messing up this team. You're playing games. You're playing mind games. You're making the players uncomfortable. You have tours going on throughout the entire facility all the time. During practice, guys are having to stop to sign autographs consistently. No one likes it. No one's going to speak out about it because they want to keep their job on the Cowboys, but no one likes it deep down. Let's not sugarcoat it. No one wants it besides Jerry because he just wants to fill his pockets. Fourth, it's time to begin the tank. And this is where I have a lot of bullet points. Dak, CeeDee, Micah, Duran, Cooks, Nealon, Tank, Overshown, all injured or limping around the field. Just none of you should come back. Be on the season-ending IR. Just relax, sit back, show up next year, and let's just get after this thing. Don't, relax. I know Micah's talking about how it's not over till it's over. We got games left. We can still make the playoffs, make some noise. Micah, please, do us all a favor. Relax, sign the contract, and let's come back next year. Let's do this thing. Our O-line is atrocious. Atrocious. And I know I'm about to say we have 0 run game, but we also allow the 3rd most yards in the league, which is crazy because you would think if we're allowing that many yards, we would actually watch them, kind of like you said with the Jets, and implement some of that stuff. You know what I mean? But we don't do that. So our run game is absolute dog shit. We have the worst O-line in the league. It is atrocious. No one blocks. Dak has 0.1 seconds to throw the ball, or else he's getting smacked in the face. Our run game, there's no holes to run through, which I get it. Saquon, he's making moves on the Giants, but we don't have Saquon. We have guys that pretend they're sick or get told that they're sick that day, and then we have 2 oldies that shouldn't even be on the team. Our wide receiver room is the equivalent of an XFL wide receiver. XFL might have better wide receiver rooms than us. All we have is CeeDee. We have CeeDee. Brandon Cooks is good, but he hasn't been there. Our wide receiver room, absolute dog shit. I already said that. Mike McCarthy is a moron. The boss is somehow a bigger moron. Went through that already. Also, forgot about this. Eagles fans and Cowboys fans are going to be chanting Cowboys suck, which will be interesting at AT&T. I can't wait to see Jerry's face when that happens. Last thing, though, all that being said, we have the best kicker in the damn league. He is so good. He is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm happy that he's with me. And I know we don't like to get into politics here. We don't want to have that part of the show. But it is your American right, and it is the correct thing to do, to go out there, get in front of the poll screen, and vote, and make sure that Jerry Jones is no longer the head of the Cowboys. We have to end this. We all have to get out there, and we have to vote against this. This man cannot continue to run this league and this team. It is terrible. You have to get out there and vote for what is right and make sure that this occurs. We cannot have this man running the team. Vote against McCarthy. Get anyone else in there. I don't care who it is. Write in people. I don't care. But we cannot have these two running the Dallas Cowboys anymore. I know Eagles fans are probably going to write them in, but we can't do that. We can't. I can't do this anymore, Mike. I'm losing my mind. Yeah. I just want them to tank. And
I've never seen you like this.
I
never see you like this. It's usually me.
Listen, if we win next week and then we win the week after that and we win the week after that, I'm telling everyone right now, I will believe that we're going to win a Super Bowl till we absolutely cannot. I will just continue to believe that. But in my heart of hearts, let's tank.
So you're literally okay. So you're literally in the same boat as me, but I'm not for the tank. You are for the tank.
Yes.
Yeah, what you said is how I feel. But going back to you now, what needs to be done? Even though you just kind of laid everything out. All right, you're in Jerry's shoes right now. Hold on. You're in Jerry's shoes right now. What are you doing? Let's go from top down now. Coaching, who are you looking for?
All right,
players, who are you getting rid of? Who are you signing? Draft, what are you looking for? Give me your spiel there.
Okay, so first thing,
because it's over.
I don't even care who we have lined up. Just get rid of McCarthy.
Okay, McCarthy's out.
Just let him go. Just get him out.
Who's the guy that you would like to have hired?
I would like Johnson.
Okay, everyone in the world. All right, Ben Johnson's one guy. How about Mike Vrabel if he was an option?
I would take Vrabel because I like the way he runs his teams.
Okay.
Right? I like the way he gets the boys going. I would take Vrabel.
How about
Bill Belichick? No.
Kevin Stefanski, random.
Maybe.
Okay, that was really.
I would say those two were in my top guys. I would say that, but I wouldn't go you need to get either an offensive mind or a guy who can run a football team. I don't think Mike McCarthy's either of those.
I think he's done.
I think he's done. I think it's time for him to go to Pittsburgh, relax with his family, enjoy Thanksgiving without getting yelled at. Yeah. Second thing, I think I genuinely do believe we have a very good team. I think our team is very undisciplined by the staff. I think our team is very poorly coached by the staff, but we do need to find a running back. I would love to draft Gentry.
Yeah.
I would love to draft him. I think that we have the quarterback. Like, we've said this a million times. If Dak's not the quarterback, who are you going to bring in? Who, like, name one person that will be available to us that is at least as good as Dak.
No.
There's no one. There's no one worth, like, losing Dak for to go get.
Is there now, okay, because I want to go through what I would do too, but is there a guy, maybe, okay, say you do bench everybody, and you're like fucking tanking, which Jerry's not going to do.
No.
You're going to rattle off some
No,
names,
and these guys
but
are going to come back and they're going to play.
Sure.
But, like, that, they're not going to sit
Are
out the
you
whole year.
familiar with Dak's contract situation? You
Yeah.
have to be. So
Yeah.
I'm not. So what is it looking like? Is he like on his last year of his deal and he's got to get a new contract? What? Bring it up real quick.
I'll pull it up.
Because then I want to go through what I would do. So once you're done, I'll go through and I'll kind of go from there. Because he's signed. He's there. You don't have to worry about him. So he exclude him out of the conversation.
Dak signed too.
Until when?
He's got a 4-year deal.
Which he signed like 3 years ago, I believe.
No, he signed it the first day of this year.
Did he really?
Where the fuck have you been?
Not here.
This has been my whole thing because everyone gives me shit about the Cowboys and how they have no money. We actually did 2 deals that were good. And
Okay.
it pisses me off when people tell me that because we are going to be able to sign Micah, and this team will be good next year. But Mike McCarthy, there's no other issues in this besides Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it drives me insane talking to Eagle. Mets fans need to get out of my DMs.
Why? Why are they fucking in your DMs?
And
bro?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come at you like that. But Mets, like, Mets
What are they
fans
doing?
I don't know. You guys lost to the same team and you lost worse.
That's not true.
Well, you guys got blown out multiple times.
We made it a better fight.
Like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe. Back to the show.
It is the toughest thing in sports to be a fan. It really is. It really,
telling me, bro.
truly is. It's bad. It's bad.
And
like, I
that's
don't know
why-
where to start on either side of the ball because I think the offense actually is good. They just don't have a coach that's putting them in a position to be good. Like, they're not. No one's disciplined.
Yeah.
There's no discipline.
This is what all right, my turn. But I know where you're coming from.
I mean,
Everything.
you keep asking me questions. Like,
I know.
like,
I know.
go.
Because I'm convinced. But yeah, get Mike out of there. Get Mike out of there. Jerry, get someone and not make the decisions that you're making. Same with Woody. Again, what I see with your team is what I've seen with the Jets for so fucking long. Only the quarterback situation was switched. But I think you gotta build trenches again, bro. Like, I think you have to start from square one. You gotta go from building receivers and everything else to now building your offensive line, your defensive line. That defense is a freaking problem. It's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
They need to start. They're going to have a lot of picks. They need to go heavy on the defense that
Dude,
year.
we've given up like the most points in the league.
It's bad. And then, listen, the offense is not that good enough. It's not good enough to then equal out what the defense can be, if that makes sense. The defense needs to be better. That's priority number 1 in my opinion. Yeah. So now we move on to
Zimmer
the
has
offense.
been a tragedy.
Yeah, he's been bad too. So get rid of him. Like, this is the thing though. It's like
he hasn't had Micah or Tank.
No,
that's another big part. Of
and that's fine. But I still think even when you have Micah
Or
there,
Nealon.
like he doesn't make he makes he's a difference maker, but he's not a difference maker where it's like, oh, they're scoring 35 points at us now. They're going to score 21. Like, I just don't think that's it. But he's a big difference maker. I get it.
But when Micah's the only one there, like,
that's
you
the
don't-
issue.
No,
That's
what I mean. Like, you don't have Nealon, you don't have Tank because they've been injured all year.
Yeah,
so
that
like,
too.
Obviously, like, what are they going to do? They just put 3 guys on Micah, knowing the rest of them can't
bring
get
the guys
them.
up from the practice squad.
And Mozzie Smith is terrible.
Yeah,
he's
bad.
terrible. He's so bad. Get rid of him.
That was a
Get rid of him.
questionable draft pick, by the way.
What a terrible pick because he was brought in to stop the run, and he has been one of the worst run stoppers in the league.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. This is my issue with the Cowboys. And this is why I compare them.
This
like
is your
they're-
issue? This is your issue?
No.
There's so many issues.
Well, I know that. But this is what I'm saying with the Cowboys. I feel like they are such a massive organization and a massive franchise that they cannot ever rebuild. Look at the Steelers. They're another team. They can never rebuild.
Good
and
teams don't rebuild.
Exactly. But the thing is, I think everyone in the Cowboys organization, and even fucking Dak, they're not that good. And I think they need to realize, look at the mirror and realize we're not that good. We need to change something and help ourselves for the future. Because if they keep trying to win now with the team they have now, I'm sorry, they're not going to. Like they're not going to. But they need to readdress everything on that whole team. Listen, CeeDee's there, Dak's there, Mike is there. Go get another guy, not Jonathan Mingo. Maybe he'll do something. Go get a guy, second, third round in the draft where you find, here's a nice little sleeper piece who could actually be a wide receiver 3 right off the bat. Okay, if you nail it, great. Offensive line, I think defensive line has to be priority number 1 this year. You're going to have a top 15 draft pick. Let's be real. It's probably going to be a top 15 draft pick. You could probably trade up and get an offensive line that you can have there for a long time. You guys had one of the best O-lines for the longest time as you were a Cowboys fan, like Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, all of these guys. Reassess that. Running back, listen, if you want to really get Ashton, whatever his name is, if you really want to get him in this early second round, back end of the first round, like you're going to really have to. I just don't think right now it's smart because that O-line is so bad, bro. We've seen so many times, bro. Like that offensive line needs work.
We need to. It's a complete rebuild of the O-line. The team doesn't need to be rebuilt. The defense has the pieces. We just need to enhance those pieces with other pieces.
Yeah,
and we got to get rid of the dead weight. And you can't be giving.
I'm sorry.
I can't get into. I'll go into it for an hour.
If T. Higgins is available after this year, that's a guy you sign.
Yes.
You need a guy to help CD out. I'm sorry. Yeah. Listen, I know Brandon Cooks is a journeyman. I know he's a good, solid receiver. You have him as a wide receiver 3. You're fine. You're fine. One of those guys gets hurt. Okay, one of those guys fills in the wide receiver 2 role. You have Jake Ferguson, who I think is a pretty good player. I think he'll be fine. I just think right now it comes down to trenches. This reminds me of when – actually, never mind. Get the trenches figured out. The defense is you have to figure out that defense because there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in that defensive side of the ball, and it's a good thing. Dak will be fine. CD will be fine. But it's coaching – defense, it's a lot of problems, but my thing is they need to pull the trigger on it. They need to realize where they're at and not, we still could win at, what are they now, 2-3-6, 3-5, something like that. Yeah, that's a record. Like they need to realize that. They need to realize that, hey, if we're signing Jonathan Mingo, we're calling this all in. Let's look at ourselves deep down and see if we're really all in. That's really it. But no, the Cowboys is always going to be an attractive franchise. They always will be. They will always be attractive to any potential head coach candidate for a long time. They are the Dallas Cowboys. If they get a guy like Slowick, like Johnson, like another offensive-minded guy, like Cliff Kingsbury, for Christ's sake, that team could be fine, but they have to nail everything. You're not going to nail everything. That's the business of football. They need to hit on these guys. But there are a lot of things that just need work, man. And I feel for you because, like, once CD got signed, you thought they were winning the division. And here we are. I'm like, this team is fucked.
I was not prepared for the injuries to the D-line. And then I was not prepared for Mike McCarthy to try and absolutely sabotage himself.
Is he going to get fired midseason?
Dude, he should be fired already.
I
don't know how you – like –
it's going to happen.
Dude,
I think it'll happen.
It's Jason Garrett all over again. This guy has something on Jerry. He's got nudes or something. It's the same thing. Because Jason Garrett was the same thing for years. Mike McCarthy, we're doing the same thing over and over again. It's
bad. Let's move on to the rankings. Let's
all right,
move on to the rankings. Cowboys are done.
Power rankings.
But good stuff there. I like that. Good stuff.
All right. Do you want me to start from the bottom today and work my way up?
Always. That's the way to do it.
Oh, I mean, like, definitely dead.
Oh, yeah. Get rid of all that shit.
You want me to do all that stuff real quick?
100%.
All right. So, power rankings going into week number 9. Right?
Going into
9.
Week 10.
10. All right. So, definitely dead. We have an addition here. The Titans, obviously, are definitely dead. They got decapitated last week. But the Saints, 2-7, definitely dead. They hate their coach. They got rid of him. The team hates each other. Mike Thomas has taken to Twitter, and he's roasting people for no reason. Dead. We have the Browns, Panthers, Patriots, Giants, Raiders. All of them are dead. No looking back. 2-7. You're done. almost dead. The Cowboys at 3-5, almost dead. A few more losses, and they are definitely dead. The Dolphins, almost dead. They're getting poked with a stick. They might come back 2-6. And the Jags, who I actually thought were dead, turned out to be alive a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're on life support. Jags 2-7.
Wait a minute. Can I say something real quick? I was wrong about Trev, bro. We were wrong. I was like, this is a good thing that they signed him. I think I was wrong about that.
You're wrong.
Yeah, he does not look good.
It's okay. Last 4 out. The Bears, the Colts, the Jets, the Bengals. The Jets came back from the dead this week. They're working their way back up. The Bengals, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Nobody is.
They are like in the Matrix right now, where they got bullets flying all around them. So they're almost going to be dead, but they're still alive.
Miles Garrett helmet.
Yeah. Next 4 out. Broncos, Bengals. Oh, shit. I put the Bengals in here twice. All right, so Bengals are going to be in the next 4 out, too. And then the 49ers, the Chargers. I'm missing someone then, because that's not supposed to be Bengals.
Bears, Bucks, Atlanta. Vikings, Seahawks, Rams.
We'll figure it out along the way.
Okay.
All right, and then the 49ers and the Chargers. First 4 out. So now here's where it gets interesting, because we're going to know who the last 10 are. The Vikings, the Rams, the Packers, and the Seahawks.
I liked it. Wow,
all in the
Seahawks.
first 4 out.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so now the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is the Cardinals. Kyler defeated COD. He continues to defeat COD. And 5-4, they keep it rolling. They're going to beat the Jets this week. Sorry, Mike. Falcons come in at 9. Texans at 8. Hang on by a thread. I need them to bounce back because I do not want to have to drop them out. Coming in at number 6 is
7.
the Ravens. 7. What?
You have Cardinals, Falcons, Texans. It's 10, 9, 8. What's 7?
Yeah, Ravens.
Ravens at 7?
Yes. 6-3. I don't like them. And then I have Washington at number 6 at 7-2. Eventually, this is going to end. Eventually, it's going to end, and they'll be in the first 4 out. It's coming. Steelers at 6-2. I'm sussy for Russie still. I think the guys got it. I think the Steelers have got it. I think, like I said, Super Bowl coming. Then just above the Steelers at number 4 is the Philadelphia Eagles at 6-2. Welcome back, birds. All the Eagles fans that were up in a tizzy last week can suck it. Eagles are back. The Bills at 7-2. They're the only team that can stop Mahomes. They come in at number 3. Then I have Mahomes and the Chiefs 8-0. Really good. Can't stop winning. The only problem for them is that the Detroit Lions exist. And the Detroit Lions cannot stop scoring. They have the most swagger in the league. They have the best celebrations in the league. They have the best uniforms in the league. The Lions are the best team in the NFL. And they are probably going to win the Super Bowl if the Steelers don't. Thoughts, Mike?
The Ravens at 7. It just doesn't look right.
No,
to
but
me.
Yeah, well, 6-3. They continue to not be convincing. Listen. I had them at number 1 weeks ago.
I know.
They have a
That's
great
why
roster.
I'm like looking at
they
this.
They have a great
like,
roster, but it's like they just don't convince me.
Wow.
Those top 4 teams, they came out this past week. They convinced me. The Steelers, they were there.
At least have the Ravens over the Commies. No?
No.
And you're begging for them to get out of the top 10.
Yeah, but I gotta respect greatness.
I mean, every team that's in here is good. I like that. Like I think like these are the top 10 teams right now.
The Ravens and the Texans are the same thing to me. They are a very good team with a very good roster that just doesn't seem to figure it out ever. They make you think they got it figured out, and then they lose. Like, I don't think the Ravens are close to beating the Chiefs.
It's tough to me because I feel like the Texans are just so banged up. I feel like they would slip out for me, and maybe like you can throw the Rams in there because they're starting to heat up. The Rams could be one. I think.
All right. Well, if the Texans and the Rams play next week, who wins?
I got the Rams, bro.
You do?
I truly do.
All
And
right.
I like the Texans, man, but they're banged up. Diggs is out for the year. Collins is probably coming back from IR soon, but
This goes back to what I said 2 weeks ago. You know, it's a lot easier to do a top 4 or a top 3 and then the rest should be like the first 14 out.
It's tough. No,
Because they're all the same. They all have different issues. They all have different greatness. But those top 3 usually week in, week out show you their good stuff more than their bad stuff.
Yeah, it's always hard to rank like the 6 to 10 because those obviously 11 to 14 teams could also be in. I would say I would probably take the Texans out for now. That would probably be like 11 for me, and I'd either put the Rams in. I'd probably move the Cardinals up, have the Bucks maybe at 10 somehow. Something like that, but hey,
Bucks. That's who I had there. I wrote the Bengals.
all
It's
the
supposed to
other
be the
teams
Bucks.
here, like I like the Eagles in the top 10 now. I think they deserve the spot. They're starting to heat up. The Falcons, listen, they might win the division. I think they looked. I mean,
Really good football team.
they're a very fundamentally sound football team.
One of the best.
Yeah. I mean, we
Like,
talked.
that's
about
why
that.
I'm not like, yeah, they beat the Cowboys. They're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Top 10 team.
I guess I'm just a Ravens guy, man. I just really like what I see from the Ravens, and I just think what they have on their roster.
You know what it is?
Is tough. Like they're a tough team.
You know what it is?
It's that
You're a
purple
Lamar.
and-
You're a Lamar guy.
It's that purple and black, bro.
No,
I don't
a
know.
Lamar
I
guy.
am, dude.
Let's go back to
I
that
am.
whole Jets quarterback situation
I'm such
2
a
years
Lamar
ago.
guy, bro.
You just love Lamar. You have a thing for Lamar.
Oh, dude, if he was a Jets man,
You're sussy for Lamar.
Yeah, I'm sussy for Lamar Jackson. Sussy for Jackson. That's my guy, bro.
Oh boy.
And you know what's funny? Ryan Wesco, shout out to my boy Ryan. Like, it's just a Ravens fan out of nowhere. And like, I'm like, dude, you're so lucky to just have a guy like that. Like, oh, I can't wait to watch Lamar Jackson today. Yeah, it must be freaking nice, bro. I'm like, I want to watch Lamar Jackson on my team.
You do
play.
have the GOAT.
The GOAT. Relax. I like the list though. I would change a couple things, but this is the Mahler list. The Mahler list, it stirs up the crowd, and you stand by it. I mean, listen, Cardinals at 10. People were like, "What the fuck?" I was even like, "I don't know about that." They deserve a
Listen.
top 10 spot now.
Listen, there's one guy on this show who's been running the NFL this year. Not really running it, but running it. That's me. Mortals.
Mortals.
I know what's
I
happening in the
knew
league.
the Rams were.
I can figure out what's happening in the league. I
Browns
am
are
the
a
league.
Trap.
I am the league. College basketball is back this week. Can't wait for that.
Yeah,
It's been great. Been great. Last night was amazing.
Duke
Duke.
is gonna win it all.
Nah, Villanova. Go
Villanova.
Cats. Go Cats.
All right, yeah, we're good.
All right. Let's get out of here. See ya.
Stuff.